Hello, it's Brooke-Sidney here. Welcome to my channel where we talk all about mindset and manifestation. Today, I am sharing the things I wish I had known when I first started my manifestation journey. I do believe that these things are almost like the cliff notes, the shorthand to help get you to the manifestation finish line. But before I do, I just want to remind you there are two ways to work with me. Email coaching for those quick questions, as well as one-on-one coaching. Both of that links are listed below, and there are two groups of like-minded individuals on this manifestation journey, and that information is also listed below. So today I've got my handy notes because I wanted to make sure I shared these. I have 5 things that I feel are crucial for you to understand on this manifestation journey, and I wish, oh how I wish, that someone had shared them with me earlier. I've been on this journey probably since the late 90s, so quite a while when I discovered manifestation. I love the journey. It's been a great journey, but I wish I had known these things. The first thing is that it is always about us. So whatever we're trying to manifest, it always begins with us. I've talked a lot about how manifestation world is kind of a world of paradox, or a world of like upside down day, or like inside out. It's truly, we manifest from the inside out. We manifest from our 4D gets out pictured in our 3D, and it's not the other way around. So we see this very common when we start really like focusing on the circumstances, or like focusing on the other person. We are so quick to blame someone else or the circumstances for our situation, but really all the 3D is doing is showing us what we have been thinking about, what our natural assumption has been, and that we can change it. It is a clue to like turn back within and start figuring out what we need to do inside to have and be, more importantly, to be the person that has the thing that we want. And so I've done several videos about self-concept, it's also in this whole thing about focusing ourselves. It means we're not focusing on the 3D, which is kind of a complimentary message, but really to manifest anything that you want, to change your life, it all begins with you. You have to start looking at you. Number 2, it's actually not about the techniques, okay? Manifestation is not about the techniques. It's all about putting ourselves as living in the end, putting ourselves in the wish fulfilled, developing the self-concept, having the thoughts, having the state of consciousness of being really truly one with the manifestation, because we know that it is already done and is already finished. We are just have to program ourselves to actually see it and believe it and be it, essentially. Because again, back to number 1, it all begins with us. But so many of us think that it's a particular technique, or it's the way that you do the techniques. You know, definitely as a manifestation coach, I share the things that have worked for me. But again, the techniques are simply vehicles to get us into the wish fulfilled, or get us into the feeling as the feeling is the secret. They are to transport us there. They're to help us get there. They're to help us experience the wish fulfilled. And I think, especially in the case of affirmations, for a lot of people, it helps your thought track. It really does. If you say it over and over and over again, and I can tag some videos on repetition, but it does help you start thinking that way. And, you know, state akin to sleep to me is a powerful one, especially for manifesting an SP, because, and I'll tag that video, because it does truly transport you to that feeling, to that place. And for many of us, we start trying to manifest love when love didn't work out. And I think that that's one of the reasons why the state akin to sleep, or using our imaginal acts and inner conversations, is really powerful in that area, because it does make us feel better. When we start relying more on the 4D and not focusing on the 3D, we start to feel better and we start to manifest quicker. So that's number 2. Number 3 is we don't have to be positive all the time. And I think that's kind of a holdover from the law of attraction days, where it's like, oh, we don't want to think a bad thought. I've talked about this before, like in the 17-second rule. We don't want to think a bad thought. It's going to snowball and it's going to build momentum. And then we're going to manifest all these things we don't want. Take a breath. okay? It's all about developing that dominant state, those thoughts that then become our natural assumption. We know that, you know, whether you want to judge people good or bad, positive or negative, we know there are negative per se rich people. We know that there are positive people that are poor. This is a good example, right? Because it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with who they believe they are, their self-concept around money, their self-concept around their ability to make money, have money, get money. Whether or not they have positive thoughts about anything else or positive thoughts about other aspects of their self-concept. So that was really groundbreaking for me. Now, that's not to say don't be a positive person and don't, you know, put out good energy. No, but in terms of manifestation, it's really about figuring out what the rules are for you in your world, in your reality, and what it is that you want to manifest, your aim, your ideal that you want to be, and then develop that self-concept and those states of consciousness that go along with it. And keep affirming and firming, you know, and keep thinking the thoughts become that ideal. That's when it will manifest. Number 4 is that when people say feeling is the secret, and I say it all the time, Neville Goddard, it's a term coined by Neville Goddard. It's not about emotions. It's not like feeling is a secret, so I feel joy, or feeling is a secret. So no, it's about feeling your wish fulfilled as real. It's like feeling it is natural, right? It goes aligned with the natural assumption. It's like you resonate with it. You and your wish fulfilled, your dream, your goal, the thing you want to manifest, become one. I feel like sometimes it feels like deja vu. You start even having memories and thoughts that feel in alignment with the thing that you are seeking to manifest. That's when you know that the feeling is the secret. And I'll tag some videos on that, but really it's about being one with your desire and living in the end, living in the wish fulfilled, and then using those techniques, as I mentioned before, to help you get into that resonance. It's not about emotions, okay? It's not about emotions. And then the last thing, and I think it's the most powerful thing, and I talked about it in a recent video about assume and decide, and it is yours, and I'm going to tag that video. Really, manifestation, although it seems for most people, a lot of people, to be challenging and a lot of work and a lot of mental diet and a lot of like redoing our thoughts or recreating or revising and all of these things, it truly can be as simple as deciding that it is yours, deciding that you have now the natural assumption that it is yours and it is done, it is finished. It can truly be that simple. I have had those instances, and they're like quantum leaps, where I saw something so clearly. I saw the old story, the old BS, and I decided that's not how it's working for me anymore. And then it manifested. I talked about it a lot in that video. I decided that I was going to be a lawyer. Like, I didn't know how, I didn't know when, I didn't know how long it was going to take. I didn't know all the steps. All I knew was I was deciding that it is done, it's finished. This is me. I'm a lawyer. This is me. I'm a book writer. This is me. Like, all of these things, I decided. You have to decide. And the quicker you decide, and the quicker you line up with it, and the quicker you develop the self-concept and the beliefs and the natural assumptions, those dominant states, the quicker you have your manifestation. So folks, those are the 5 things that truly, if I had known in the beginning, it would have changed my manifestation journey, and it would have sped up, I believe, some of my manifestations. I'm thankful for this journey. I'm thankful for all of you that are here with me. I hope this resonates with you. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification bell, because I drop videos daily. So see you tomorrow.